Hey, what's up, welcome back to another Pokemon video, and let's talk a bit about this banner, right, that came up for the legendary Gauntlet this run, which is, it's actually, it's a pretty hard Gauntlet, right? I believe it's Latias, I think Moltres, and, yeah, Bulu, right? Both, Latias and Moltres are pretty restrictive. Bulu's not that bad, I mean, as long as you could survive his hits, which shouldn't be the worst, right? So anyways, so yeah, as usual, they have their two banners that are up. Don't pull on this one unless, like, I mean, you can if you really want. I mean, I'm not your mom, right? But I would recommend maybe not. But this banner is an interesting one because it does have some stuff in there, right? So it features 3 pokefairs, being Sygna Suit Cynthia, right, and Lysandre, and then Emmet. All 3 of these are okay. I'll look at 2 of the 3 at the moment are very interesting units. The other one is it's not terrible, right? It's just in a bit of a weird spot, and that one is Sygna Suit Cynthia, and let's talk about her first. She's just not, like, she has too many issues is the main thing with her, right? Like, can she theoretically output some really nice damage off of these clanging scales? Yeah, she can, right? Because clanging scales is a pretty high BP move, and she has good special attack, right? You have a bit of a, multipliers over there with the paralysis synergy too, so she could do some solid AoE damage in Dragon Zone. It's just that the rest of her kit, right? Is it worth the damage to use to also have the rest of her kit in the equation, which includes very bad speed, right? And the lowering defenses on clanging skill, which I don't feel is a huge issue, but I mean, it's something, I guess, right? And then again, terrible speed with having to use a 4-gauge move as your damage dealing move, and then on top of that, like, this is kind of trash, I guess, as well. And also, she doesn't have that great of a sync, right? Like, she just has static shock, and just basically you have to just the base special attack, static shock, and non-mega BP sync move, right? So it's a bit of a rough one. Does she have some good stuff? She does, right? She does. She's head start. She has the high 5 thing, which at least remedies some of your downsides every time you sync with her, right? Buffs your defenses back a bit, gives you some speed. But on the other hand, you'd have to sync with her, and she's not the best sync nuker in the game, right? I'd say most of the time you probably want to either go for a support EX sync on your team, or go for like a tech nuke over her sync, right? But she just has a lot of potential is what I'm trying to get at, right? Like, she's not the best at the moment, but she has a lot of potential built in here, right? Because again, like, if they do give her an expansion, which gives her a lot of, well, first of all, gauges, right? But outside of gauges, right? Also gives her a decent amount of, like, damage on her nuke. Then we're actually talking, right? Because, if you actually pick up something like High 5-1, then you'll have 2 of these, which every sync cycle, that's a decent amount over there, right? On these stats, whether it's, defense or speed that you're getting there. And then you also have adrenaline on top of that, right? Like, you're just getting a lot out of her sync, which would be kind of fantastic. And yeah, she just doesn't really have that now, but she does have the potential to be a really nice unit if she does get the right upgrades. So yeah, that's the one slightly problematic unit at the moment. I mean, if you want to go for her and just gamble on her future prospects, I guess you can. It's a bit risky, right? It is a bit risky in comparison to the other 2, which are more known quantities at the moment, right? First of all, you've got Lysandre over here, which is just a really nice sort of a fun hybrid damage dealer slash tank sort of a unit, right? With doing some pretty solid damage, especially with the 4-5-5 expansions. And unfortunately, he does have a lot of good stuff in the 4-5-5, right? You got brain power, and you got critical strike 3 over here, which is a big part of his damage, because otherwise his damage is kind of mid. But with this stuff added, he does have a really nice nuke, and he gets a lot more damage that does come relatively easily. And then on the other side, you got some stuff to make him more tankier, right? I think I did a run against Bulu before where we just had him like in a tank build, right? Was it a solo? I don't remember. But regardless, he was like the main tank, and he just tanked himself to victory against Bulu because Bulu couldn't one-shot him, right? And having stuff like Sync Damage Guard could protect him from like a known one-hit KO move that's coming up, like that Wood Hammer, and then boom, you just heal whatever damage they do to you with Oblivion Wing, which only maxed out at half, but you'll basically max it out every single time because you are a damage healer with this, right? So yeah, and downside up could also get rid of the issues where you get your defenses debuffed, which that's obviously really important to not get one hit KO'd, right? So you still have stuff like Healthy Buffer, which helps you tank, right? And top of that, just a lot of other stuff. For example, you could try to flinch your opponent, right, to keep yourself alive too, with the double aggravation on Dark Pulse. He's a solid, kind of a rare tank slash damage healer, right? Sort of a build of a unit. And then you have the other one, which is Emmet, who is just good. He's just a good, powerful damage healer, right? Unlike the Lysandre, he actually doesn't have any of his stuff expanded yet, but even without the expansion, he's still really powerful as a damage healer, right? Especially if you do pair him up with the likes of the new Sygna Suit Diantha and Ingo as well, right? So you could throw him in Sandstorm, you could throw him in Rock Zone. You could have both of them up at the same time, right? You don't have to pick and choose if you have all of those options, and then he just goes crazy because he has a lot of great stuff coming from all those field effects, right? You got the extra damage in Sandstorm. Obviously, you get Rock Zone, which innately helps quite a bit. And as long as you could keep his HP relatively good, right? Because you do want that extra 50% in attack. It's not as good as the champion Marnie one, where she's like at base 500 something, but base 300 something attack, extra 50% of that is obviously really good still, right? And then just you got Rock Slide as an option as well if you also want to help flinch the opponent. Stone Edge obviously just is a great single damage dealing option over here. He's pretty fast as well, despite the gauge costs with Hit the Gas 5. So yeah, he's just a really solid, good unit. Get Sand as well, with extra copies, and yeah, it's a really good option that hasn't even gotten an extra expansion yet. So Emmet's definitely really good to have if you are trying to go for him. In terms of like how many copies you want, I feel like 1 out of 5 is good enough for DPS, but if you do want him to also nuke a bit, I'd say 3 out of 5 you get some of that. He's not like a crazy good nuker, but you could do some stuff. But it's more so you could sync to get the extra Sandstorm up over here, right? Which is definitely very nice to have. But also you got some other stuff like Crit Strike 2 on Rock Edge, Stone Edge. And you also get stuff like Head Start as well, which can be useful. Aggravation on Rock Slide, Soften Up. These are really good stuff, right? So, yeah, you have a lot of options, a lot of great things you get with Emmet at 3 out of 5. 2 out of 5, it's not too much over here, right? So, yeah, that's just if you're looking for copies, right? But, yeah, I guess that's the banner overall. I'd say 2 of the units at the moment are really nice. 1 isn't like terrible. If you really want to use her now, she's still usable. She could still give you some really nice DPS. It's just you really have to make sure you could run a team that could support her well enough, right? But she also does have that really nice future potential. If they do give her a lot of really nice stuff on the sync, they fix her gauge issues, right? She is a really nice unit to sync with, potentially, right? So you can, again, it's potentially, they could also completely screw her over and just give her some like random like garbage or whatever, right? So that it's a bit of a gamble if you're trying to go for Cynthia over there, is my point. As for a pull score, I'd say probably like 6.5 out of 10. Like, of these multi pokefair featured banners, I definitely say the other one is a bit better, right? Maybe not even a bit better, maybe just a lot better. But if there's any like specific units you want over here, over the other one, I guess, like, sure, right? But still, I'd say over anything, the Galar Massacres are just really, really, really good. Those units are on another level in comparison to any of these guys, honestly, right? So I'd say if you haven't gotten them yet, at least go for them. And yeah, the Lucas Red and you know, that and any Raihan banner, I'd say is just a bit, you know, a better. Well, not sure if it's a bit better, but yeah, I just feel like that one's better in comparison to this one. So maybe try for that one if you really want to go for one of these instead. And also do keep in mind there's also the Brendan, the Sygna Suit Brendan and Annie Mae dual banner coming up as well. So yeah, a lot of stuff. But the banner doesn't really go away until the next update. So there's really not much of a point to pull for it now unless you really want these units for Gauntlet, which, I mean, they're nice for Gauntlet, but it's not like a must-have to get like the basics cleared, right? But yeah. Anyways, before we go, let me do a few quick pulls here. So yeah, in terms of the rates, it's the 1.5, which again is not bad if you want at least one of them, right? So, well, didn't get anything here. I think I need one more Emmet and one more Sygna Suit Cynthia, right? Because I do have Lysandre maxed out, but the other two I'm only at 4 out of 5. So, not that we're in a hurry to use them now, but you know, just in case in the future. I wonder if we're actually gonna get all like the poke fairs. Oh, that's a 5-star. Get their stuff expanded this year because they've been moving relatively fast with these, so who knows. Anyways, all right. Okay, I mean, we got one 5-star so far. You get anything on the Leon banner, preferably Leon, rather than just a 5-star power up. But I'll take a 5-star power up over nothing, I guess. So, all right. Anyways, that's me. This one. Hope y'all enjoyed, guys. Think in the comments below. Like and enjoy the videos from our channel for some more Pokemon content. Good luck, guys. Are you know, pulling on any banners still, and good luck, guys. Are going for the Legendary Gauntlet. I want to do it, but I really do not have the time, as you guys could probably tell. I didn't even have time to do the prep video today, right? Which I do apologize for, but yeah, I'm behind on assignments again. What can I do? It's very unfortunate, but anyways, all right, have fun, folks, and I'll see you guys in the next one.